Hello, I'm Ellen Horan, President and CEO of the Greater Reading Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and here today with me for this week's Member Spotlight is Danny Laws from DaBrian Marketing Group, LLC. Welcome, Danny.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Now, DaBrian Marketing Group is a full-service digital marketing agency. So what does that mean?
Primarily, we focus on helping our clients put together digital strategies, i.e. online strategies, to get in front of their target audience, generate leads, and improve sales online as well as drive traffic in stores.
So talk a little bit about the range of services that entails.
Well, everything from web design to putting together simple strategies to measuring with Google Analytics and other applications as well. We even have a partnership with Hootsuite as well as Google AdWords and Bing Ads. So it's a pretty diverse portfolio.
Very good. Now, you started this business, correct?
Correct.
Back in 2007, and it's grown steadily since. Being in the field that you're in, how are you able to attract the talent that you need? That's an area that some of our members struggle.
I think the universities have been paramount in that process.
Okay.
We have relationships with Albright, Alvernia, Kutztown University, Penn State Berks, and we even connect with BTI.
Okay.
So making sure that our jobs are on their sites, that we're on site when they give us the opportunity, that we promote and leverage some of our connections there, because I happen to know a lot of the professors, because we have relationships and we've been there so often, that we reach out to them when there's a need and hopefully get some insight from them on who the best possible candidates are. Some of those platforms as well for each university allows you to go in and to look at possible candidates based upon their degree or whether they're alum or what have you. And we're able to pinpoint and take a hard look at that and see where the opportunities are.
Okay.
We also leverage Smart Recruiters, which is another online platform that allows us to promote our job postings on Indeed, as well as via social media platforms. So any job posting that we happen to disseminate, an internship, what have you, goes to the universities, goes to Smart Recruiters, and then it goes through our vast social media network.
Good. And then have you found that you are able to retain employees in the region? Some say we can recruit them, but a lot of young people want the big city. So I'm sure you have a bit of that.
we do have a bit of that. I think one of the things that we're kind of able to offset to some degree is culture-wise. We do happen to have, similar to other agencies, after a certain time period that they do happen to move on. But it's not as fast and furious as some industries. I think one of the challenges is amenities here, or the perception of amenities. And we try to be very focused on who we bring into the office, whether they fit a certain core values, that we have as a team and me personally, and being very supportive for those individuals that want to do business in Berks County, that want a career in the greater Reading area, really having that family tie and connection to the area over possible other candidates with that in mind.
Right. So some smart recruiting in there.
Yeah, what we found is if you're not from Berks County, you don't have family ties to Berks County, you're more in tune with big city New York, you're probably not gonna be here much longer than 2.5, 3 years, and then you'll use that opportunity as a stepping stone, which is perfectly fine. But long term, we understand what we're dealing with.
Good. Well, I'm really happy to hear that you're utilizing our local universities. Let's talk a little bit about some of the chamber members. You know, there are some obviously that will be more savvy in digital media marketing. For those that are not as savvy, what would you suggest of how they put a toe in the water, how they get started? How should they prioritize getting more engaged in digital media, social media?
I think one of the biggest things is find a resource that's willing to work with you and take those small progressions. At the same time, I would recommend utilizing a lot of the free components that are there. More recently, we had an event in our office put Reading on the map, and we've talked about this in the past, but Google actually offers a lot of free solutions as far as Google My Business, the local components that are there, websites, community networks, talking about paid advertising, giving you some feedback in some of those forums. And there are other resources similar to Hootsuite and Sprout Social, as well as a number of other platforms that are out there that give free information on a reoccurring basis. I would also recommend blogs. In our office, we happen to blog every Wednesday. There's a free blog that comes out. It's a free subscription. And we talk about everything from web design best practices to email marketing best practices and marketing automation. So there's a lot of free information out there, but just make sure you're looking at credible resources in the space that are going to give it to you straight, so to speak.
Good advice. Now, for our little bit more sophisticated members that perhaps have an in-house marketing person, what are some of the trends they should be keeping their eye on?
I think video is probably the biggest trend right now. Is very much so, very popular, and that's because it's universal in our space. So one of which you can put it on your site, you can leverage it in email, you can also leverage it from a YouTube channel perspective, and you can leverage it in other social media. And it's also an advertising piece, so you can run 15-second, 30-second, 90-second videos to promote an offering, to talk about a product or service, to differentiate yourself from the competition. So there are a number of different things that you can do. One of the challenges is making sure that you can appropriately measure whether or not you're getting return on investment back for that, because it can be expensive to create those components.
Well, just like any other marketing dollars, you need to be able to be measuring that return, so you know where your investments are best put.
I agree, but there are a lot of challenges when
that's true.
when
easier said than done.
Easier said than done.
Well, Danny, I know you're also committed to the community, and I believe you serve on the DID board, the Downtown Improvement District.
I actually am the treasurer of the Downtown Improvement District.
Very good. Why do you think that's important? Is that something you're committed to continuing to do?
Oh, absolutely. I think, for me and a lot of the individuals that are on staff, it's very much so you're either part of the problem or you're part of the solution. And understanding that I work downtown, my wife literally works across the street downtown, our children actually go to school less than 1.5 miles away from both of our office doors. We're not going anywhere. Our family's here. So as opposed to not being engaged and involved, we decide to be engaged and involved. And I think that being a business owner in this area, contributing to that particular initiative and seeing where we might be able to provide some value from a marketing perspective, and kind of talking to some of the people that have been here longer in the business environment, so to speak, to guide them into things that we're seeing from a trending perspective in order to prepare the local businesses for the opportunities ahead.
Good. Now, in closing, do you have any tips for fellow business owners on, when you have your strategic hat on and you're thinking about, where you're taking your business? What are some of the resources that are helping you to do that?
Get a group of advisors. That's one of the things that many years ago we sat down and had lunch with Julia Klein, and that was one of the things that she said. It took me a while to get there, but I finally got there. And part of that is someone in your space that understands your space better than you do, who has some industry experience. Leverage your industry resources. And for us, Second Wind is a local organization that works with agencies. So leverage those organizations. SCORE has also stepped in, and we've got 2 gentlemen from SCORE that we talk to on an every 6 to 8 week basis. And then past, present employees and perhaps a client to round that group out to make sure that you're getting different perspectives on how you're growing your business, what opportunities are coming down the pipeline, and what's actually happening in the local environment and what they're seeing, to be able to kind of get ahead of some of that stuff.
Very good. That's a very good tip.
Thanks.
So thank you for having your business in downtown Reading, and for what you do for the community, and for the jobs that you provide, and for being a chamber member.
Not a problem.
Thank you, Danny.
Thanks.